Sally Mann is known for her hauntingly beautiful photographs of landscape, still life, and architecture, but I'm focusing on the portraits displayed in her photography book published in 1992 titled Immediate Family. Her work is unique because all her photos are captured in black and white film, so the viewer is not distracted by color, but rather is focused entirely on the isolated subject. She uses a method called wet collodion to develop her pictures, an old-fashioned method that requires a lot of manual work. Throughout this book, her work is romantic, haunting, sentimental, and nostalgic all at the same time. Her portraits present her children in a sensual, mature, and violent positions, challenging society's understanding of children and their role in the world. Here, in a photo titled Gorgeous, her two girls were captured in a candid moment where the children are just being silly and playing dress-up. Their lives and the simple moments they are enjoying are romanticized. These pictures make you think back to childhood and remember all the simple pleasures of reading, playing, and sleeping through summer days, leaving the viewer with a nostalgic feeling. In this series of work, most photos fit into the descriptive category of photography, and typically the photos fit into multiple categories at once. But by staging the scene and using her children as models, Mann creates a plethora of interpretive photos. For example, this photo, Candy Cigarette, could be analyzed in a number of ways. One way to interpret the image is that Mann is making a statement about the maturity of kids, saying that they can handle more than adults expect from them. Another interpretation could be that adults expect too much from children, forcing them to grow up too quickly. Yet another interpretation might say that children crave the independence and maturity associated with adulthood. The interpretation is up to the viewer and is impacted by their implicit biases and previous life experiences. In this photo, titled Jessie at 5, the highlights on Jessie, the middle child, and the dark shadows on the other two children make you focus on Jessie as the centerpiece. But here, Mann also utilizes the rule of odds because your eyes are still drawn to the two other children photographed here. Photographing her children nude made Mann's book very controversial, but these photos make such big statements. In my opinion, photographing her children naked makes a statement that they are free beings, free from the rules and restrictions associated with adult culture. In some other people's opinions, it is inappropriate to be showing the children nude, and some people would argue that she is sexualizing them. This is yet another example of how Mann's work is interpretive. She has been said to be flirting with the line between pornography and fine art, but children, even nude children, are not inherently sexual, and that's what I think her work is trying to show here. Mann faced even more controversy when she capitalized on her children's injuries, but she's just capturing the reality that children live in, an unintimidating, yet harsh and sometimes even violent world. She is photographing from a mother's perspective, where injuries are normal, even if she doesn't wish for them to be. Her portraits are simply of ordinary things that every mother sees. She just had the courage to actually capture these moments and release them for the world's viewing. She made art out of the ordinary moments that everyone is accustomed to and continue to ignore. I would argue that all of her photos are aesthetically evaluative, but the more controversial photos showing her children nude, injured, or portrayed as adults are more ethically evaluative, as they challenge societal norms about children and their perpetual state of innocence.